Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another amazing story that I'm going to tell. Have you ever heard the story of a little girl in a bright red cloak, a clever wolf, and a trip to Grandma's house that took a very unexpected turn? It's a tale that has been told for generations, a classic that reminds us to be careful and listen to our parents. So find your best seat and let's begin this wonderful story. Once upon a time, in a cozy little cottage on the edge of a vast green forest, lived a sweet little girl. Everyone in the village loved her, but no one adored her more than her grandmother. Her grandmother had made her a beautiful little riding cloak of brilliant red velvet. The girl loved it so much that she wore it everywhere she went, and so everyone started calling her Little Red Riding Hood. One sunny morning, her mother called her and said, "Little Red Riding Hood, your grandmother isn't feeling well. I've packed a basket with some fruits and bread to help her feel stronger. Please take this to her. Be careful on your way. Stay on the path, and don't talk to any strangers in the woods." "I'll be very careful, Mother," promised Little Red Riding Hood. She took the basket, gave her mother a kiss goodbye, and skipped happily out the door. Her grandmother's house was on the other side of the forest, about a half-hour's walk away. As Little Red Riding Hood entered the woods, the trees grew tall and thick, and the sunlight dappled through the leaves. She was so busy enjoying the beautiful flowers and listening to the birds sing that she almost didn't notice a pair of cunning eyes watching her from behind a tree. Suddenly, a large wolf with a sly grin stepped onto the path in front of her. "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood," he said in a smooth, friendly voice. Little Red Riding Hood, forgetting her mother's warning, wasn't scared at all. "Good morning to you too, Mr. Wolf," she replied politely. "And where are you off to so early in the morning?" the wolf asked, circling her curiously. "I'm on my way to my grandmother's house," she explained. "She's not feeling well, and I'm bringing her some fruits and bread to help her get better." "How wonderful! And where does your dear grandmother live?" the wolf pried, his tail wagging with a wicked idea. "Her cottage is just a little further into the woods," said the innocent girl, "under the 3 big oak trees, the one with the hazel bush out front. You can't miss it." The wolf's mind raced. He thought to himself, this tender young thing would be a delicious treat, even tastier than the old grandmother. I must be clever if I want to catch them both. So he walked alongside Little Red Riding Hood for a bit and said, "Look at all these beautiful flowers around you. Why don't you pick a lovely bouquet for your grandmother? I'm sure it would cheer her up." Little Red Riding Hood looked around and saw the most beautiful wildflowers she had ever seen. The sunbeams danced between the trees, and the flowers sparkled in the light. She thought grandmother would love a fresh bouquet. And with that, she stepped off the path and began picking flowers, forgetting all about her promise to her mother. With each flower she picked, she wandered deeper and deeper into the woods, further away from the path. Meanwhile, the clever wolf didn't waste a second. He ran straight to the grandmother's house. He knocked on the door. Tap, tap, tap. "Who's there?" called a weak voice from inside. The wolf disguised his voice, making it high and sweet. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I've brought you some fruits and bread. Please open the door." "Just lift the latch, my dear," the grandmother called out. "I'm too weak to get up." The wolf lifted the latch. The door swung open, and without a single word, he went straight to the bed and gobbled the poor old grandmother up in one gulp. Then he put on her nightgown and cap, drew the curtains around the bed, and lay down, waiting for the main course. After picking a huge bouquet, Little Red Riding Hood finally remembered her grandmother and hurried back to the path. When she arrived at the cottage, she was surprised to find the door wide open. A strange feeling came over her. "Usually," she thought, "I feel so happy when I visit Grandma." She called out, "Good morning," but there was no answer. She walked cautiously to the bedroom. The bed curtains were drawn. She pulled them back and saw her grandmother lying there, but she looked very, very strange. "Oh, grandmother," she said, "what big ears you have." "All the better to hear you with, my dear," came the gravelly reply. "Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have." "All the better to see you with, my dear." "Oh, grandmother, what big hands you have." "All the better to hug you with, my dear." "But grandmother," she whispered, her voice trembling, "what terribly big teeth you have." "All the better to eat you with," the wolf roared. And with one leap, he sprang from the bed and swallowed poor Little Red Riding Hood whole. With his belly full, the wolf felt very sleepy. He climbed back into the bed, fell fast asleep, and began to snore very, very loudly. Just then, a woodsman was passing by the cottage. He heard the loud snoring and thought, "My, the old woman is snoring loudly. I should check if everything is all right." He went inside, and there in the bed, he found the wolf. "So here you are, you old sinner," he exclaimed. "I'd been looking for you for a long time." He was about to take aim with his axe when he realized the wolf might have eaten the grandmother. So instead, he took a pair of scissors and carefully began to cut open the sleeping wolf's belly. After just a few snips, he saw the little red cloak shining through. With a few more snips, out jumped Little Red Riding Hood crying, "Oh, I was so scared, it was so dark inside the wolf." And a moment later the old grandmother popped out too, alive but very weak. Then, Little Red Riding Hood had an idea. They filled the wolf's belly with heavy stones. When the wolf woke up, he was so thirsty that he tried to run to the well. But the stones were so heavy that he stumbled, fell in, and was never seen again. The three of them were overjoyed. The woodsman went on his way, the grandmother ate the fruit, and the bread Little Red Riding Hood had brought, and soon felt much better. As for Little Red Riding Hood, she learned a very important lesson. She promised herself she would never again stray from the path or talk to strangers when her mother had told her not to. And that's the story of Little Red Riding Hood. If you want more classic stories, subscribe and like the channel. See you in the next story.